What's up, guys? It's Jenny Wren. Welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome. I'm here to bring you home to yourself. So I'm being called to share everything, like I've said in past videos. This is kind of just an update of where I am. So I really hope that there is something in here that can help you along your journey. So let's just get into it. Last night I tried to make this video and I was really pushing myself because I was very tired. So I'm just gonna redo it and hopefully I have more of a clear head and I can deliver it as clear as possible. So I set that intention. So yeah, the message, it was all over the place. So if I kind of stop towards the end and just say, okay, I'll make a second video, then that might just have to be what it is. But it started off with, I was sitting in my room and I was looking out the window and I was kind of watching the sunset, and as the room was kind of getting dim, I'm just like being reflective. I'm just enjoying the quiet space. And that's when I realized that I was enjoying the quiet space. And I literally said out loud, like, so this is what peace is, you know? And obviously if I've experienced peace in the past, but because of certain circumstances and because of the repeated cycle of like always having something coming in to disturb that peace, I usually sit in peace without enjoying it. And with the anticipation and the anxiety of like, what is coming next? Is it going to feel good? Is it going to feel bad? You know? So I caught myself actually just enjoying the peace, just being within it without overthinking it, without trying to fix it, without trying to change anything or interrupt it myself. And that's when I realized that life lately has just felt a lot more beautiful. All of the beauty around me that was hidden in plain sight has now been invited into my reality because of where I am. So just an update with myself. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I want to say the last two, maybe three, it is all about me being redirected. And I just thought redirected within the way that I showed up for my purpose, but no, it was literally a whole soul redirection and spiritual redirection. So I've already mentioned that I've stepped back from like, the usual spiritual practices, and I've kind of stepped back from any type of outside sourcing. It's nice to see within spirituality, you have the spiritual community, you have a lot of readers. So it's nice to see some videos of readers, doing tarot or, like the teacups, or it's nice to see those now and then, but I've felt really turned off by them. And I'll tell you why. I've had a lot of awakenings within my journey, a lot of awakenings. And I mean, even from childhood, I've had awakenings that I didn't even see were awakenings at the time, but I see them now as awakenings. Those were usually around the lies and the deception around me, on the outside of me, within the world. So I have been better able to, through those awakenings, but I've been better able to navigate my journey and I guess discern as life went on. But now the awakening is now being turned inwards, and I'm being shaken up, and I'm now in a place where I've decided that I'm free. I've decided that I get to choose what my truth is. I don't need to go anywhere else to look for something that is resonant. I'm not looking outside of me to find what resonates. I'm resonating with my own being, and I'm deciding what my truth is. Because at the end of the day, nobody here knows what the actual truth is. You get to decide what your truth is. And the only thing that you know that is true is not even you in this flesh. It's not this experience that your soul is within. It is your actual soul. It is the observer. That is the only thing that is the actual truth for you. Your eyes and your ears and your senses can constantly deceive you. The only thing that you know that is an absolute truth is the one that is experiencing. So that was not in the message last night, so I'm glad I got that out. That is the only thing that is your actual truth. So I have really been turned inward, and I'm in a place where something clicked. Something clicked, and I don't know how. It could have been even maybe a video that I've watched, that kind of triggered me, because like I said, I've been really turned off from watching any type of readings because I feel like it's just taken away my power. I have the power to do all of that. We all have the power to do all of that. So as fantastic as people are, and sometimes people need that help or that crutch, something to lean on, something to reach out to. Sometimes people need that confirmation, as I have in the past, and I might even need in the future. I've learned to walk alone. I've learned to stand on my 2 feet, to stand on my soul's two feet, to stand on my essence, and say that I get to decide what my truth is, and I get to decide how I show up in the world and how the world actually shows up for me. Like I said, with the beauty that was already there, hidden in plain sight. So, with that said, with the whole, and even in comparison to the spirituality and spiritual community that has been created, and religion, and the ways that we have these structures that our minds have built around how we need to show up and the things that we need to do in order to attain some type of enlightenment. It is all taking us down a path of seeking and needing to be and to find more. And we fall into that trap of feeling like we've arrived at the truth, yet the truth is constantly running away from us. And I just need you to understand that I need you to experience that, because it's a difference between, learning and understanding and even knowing versus a whole different bucket when it comes to experiencing. So I need you to experience the fact that you are all that you need, and you are perfect right here and now. Right here and now. I have a video and a poem on that. Please go back. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's You Are the Gift or something like that. But you are perfect right here and now. You are whole and you are complete. You're whole and you're complete. Nothing needs to change in order for you to reach the truth, which is you. Not this. Not this. You. You are the truth, And we always feel like it's something outside of us, like something else is there to help us, With spiritual community, it's like, the crystals are helping me to do this and tap into my powers, and they're healing me and they're doing this. No, the crystals and your own belief is helping you. The crystal and your belief within the crystal and how you feel like the crystal is affecting you is allowing your own body to heal itself. We're literally physically made to heal and to survive. That is the mechanism of the body, which is also the mechanism of the mind, which is why our mind is constantly trying to build structure on things that don't require identity, that don't require the structure, the organization, the labels, the separation, the lineup. Your mind is constantly trying to do that for survival, to keep you safe. But we need to catch ourselves before we fall into the trap of outsourcing, of seeking things from outside of ourselves. One side is the outsourcing, finding our power from things outside of us. But the other way that I'm talking about is the self-deception of the structures that we have created within our mental and emotional spaces. Our spiritual spaces our pure essence, that is our truth. But when our mind gets in the way and fills our mental and emotional spaces with, what's the word? When it fills the mental and emotional spaces with unnecessary structure, with unnecessary structures. You know what's crazy right now? I am going off, yeah? And it wasn't like this the other day. And my pizza's in the oven and I'm sure it's burning, but I feel like it's a lot that needs to come out. And I thought that I had to burp just now, but then it happened again. I literally feel like something is cutting me at the throat, like literally chopping me at the throat. I don't give a fuck because I'm gonna say it, yeah? So the other side of this is the self-deception. In these mental and emotional spaces, you need to think about, where are you applying unnecessary pressures to yourself? Where are you applying unnecessary structure and regime on yourself? Where are you applying these things that are limiting yourself from being rid of identity, from being a limitless being, from being completely powerful? The thing is that where I'm at is that whatever clicked for me, whatever caused me to click, and I'm so grateful because I don't know exactly what it is that caused me to click, but something has caused me to click. So I am so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But where I am is that where I was, this is me. And this is all of my seeking and discovering. This was what I thought was my truth. And this was capping me. This was keeping me at a certain level. Something has clicked and it has blown the roof off of everything that I thought was my truth. And it was so devastating. But only for 2 fucking days did I sit around and question everything and feel. I allowed myself to feel the fear. And in those moments, in that click, in that finding the cap and taking it off, not only did I feel the power return to me and the limitlessness, but I was able to really, not only in little spurts and moments, but I was able to really detach and become the observer and hold the observer position. So it's like right now, even being the observer, I'm sitting here, I feel like I'm at a desk and I'm sitting here and I'm feeding information to my mind and my lips to tell you. Something has clicked and I have become the observer. So all of that for the 2 days where I felt raging anxiety, and I just allowed myself to feel that. And it was hard. It's not easy because it's like I'm observing myself going through this whole turbulence. But something sucked me back and allowed me to become the observer to the anxiety that was necessary to feel in order to break through those limitations, those imposed limitations. And that was what I was breaking through, was the structure that I created through that spirituality, through outsourcing, through spiritual community, the way that I thought that I had to show up, the way that I thought that I had to be. It was the structures that I created from finding the validation outside of me and thinking, oh, this resonates, that resonates. All of the little stones that I picked up throughout the spiritual community and the things that I thought that were my truth. I created my own internal mental and emotional structures, which suppressed me, which limited me, it disabled me, it stopped me from reaching my full potential because I thought that that was my motherfucking truth. Pardon my French. But this is where we're at, guys. You know? I also want to kind of warn the spiritual community as well, is that, and I say spiritual community, guys, don't get all offended and stuff. This is my truth. I can say what the fuck I like on my channel. But I say spiritual community because it has now become a place where, and we naturally as human beings want to come together. We want to share what we're doing and share experiences, and we want to be like each other. We want to be alike. So we do things alike. So it turns into a community here, yeah? So it's kind of become, in a sense, its own religion. And where the deception there is that it allows you to feel like you have broken through that. But really, it's its own blanket of illusion. I need you to understand that. And I know it's hard to hear if you are somebody who is spiritual, who does do the cards, does the crystals, uses certain terminology. Like, if you are part of that, because I still kind of feel like, yes, I am a part of that. But at the same time, I'm in my own fucking boat because I get to decide what. Oh, sorry, guys, my lights changed. Because I get to decide what my truth is moving forward from me, not outside of me. So I just want to say that. I want to warn y'all because it's that blanket now. It has become that blanket, how things are supposed to be. And people start to say similar things and it all becomes its own religion. That more than anything, I'm not saying it's dangerous, but more than the other religions, because it's not so obvious that it is putting a cap on you. More than other religions, it can be more, it can elude you more because of the fact that it's not so obvious that it is creating a cap over you. So now that I have broken through that, that cap that was limiting me has now sealed everything that I came from. So I've found myself lately I've found that, and life has not been easy lately, guys, trust me. But I found that the person that I am is kind of like, the person that I am is just, I'm dealing with it so much better. I literally cannot, even if I tried, bring some type of negative thought from a experience that is unfavorable, an experience that I don't desire, an experience that is uncomfortable. I take that on because I am the observer. It's not easy to take on, but my mind does not tell me that I am the victim anymore of my circumstances. My mind only tells me that whatever is happening must be good for me. And it's not something that I had to do affirmations for. It's not something that I had to train my mind for, like these manifestation coaches are trying to tell you. You need to get to the source of who you are, and you need to be open to only what you are. And then all of that training, all that time and effort that you're putting into manifestations and journaling and writing things down, these things have their place as a crutch. But what I'm trying to teach you is to walk on your own, because you are and will always be everything that you ever need. These things have their place. So when you're feeling really low, yes, sometimes it is nice to do your affirmations, do your mirror work, shadow work if you feel that it's necessary to look that way. But the real work is done when you accept that the human experience and the human and the soul that you are is the only work that you need to do. And I don't even mean to look at it as it's a project, as it's actually something you need to do. It's bringing awareness to the pure essence that you are and deciding that you are the truth, that you get to decide things. And even going back to the beginning of this video, who I am now, I have decided somewhere in my subconscious has clicked and decided that I have peace everywhere. Even in chaotic moments, I get to go within and find the peace within my chaotic moment before I decide to act and interact and respond outside of me. And that is not something that I have consciously tried to shove into my subconscious. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's not even like I've done all this work. I feel like all the work that I've been doing brought me right back to the fact that you don't have to do anything but be right here, right now. That's it. I just want to simplify life for you guys. I really fucking do. Because I have complicated things for so fucking long. And I have eluded myself for so long. I have been so delusional for so long. So anything that I can do, even if it's just getting on here and making 20, 30-minute videos for you to listen to, anything that I can do to get through to you, to make you understand that you can calm the fuck down, that you don't need the unnecessary pressure, and that you don't need to outsource your truth. You already are the truth. It's already complete. I'm going to get on here and do that. Where I am, guys, my update is that I have somehow quantum leaped, and not quantum leaped. I haven't jumped in a sense of like, oh, something happened and I woke up and I'm in a whole different reality. I am a different consciousness. My consciousness has upgraded almost overnight because something has clicked. And I'm not saying this hasn't taken years of me trying to do this whole self-discovery, but what it done was I started here and it brought me all the way around on the fucking Ferris wheel, the fucking circus, and I've come right back to this spot of like all of that overcomplication and trying to figure myself out and identify and find meaning and all of that, for me to just be like, you studied all of that and there was no answers. The answers was you. I love y'all. My pizza is definitely burnt this time. And I've got a client in 15 minutes, so I shall run. I love you so much. I really hope, I'm going to set the intention that this video gets really pushed out to the people who need it. I'm so sorry if I offended anybody, but I mean what I say and I say what I mean. But I understand if this is a really touchy topic about the fact that, about the illusions that we are kind of building for ourselves. But just know that my intention is to be here for you and to help you with my experience to make your life a lot easier and just bringing you home to your real self, to the truth that is you. I love y'all so, so much. I see you, I feel you, and I am you all the way. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Until then, bye.